they have the numbers. They have the proof. They have all the
Right.
metabolic transformation from this guy who decided he didn't want to die.
When your doctor is excited to call you.
Yeah, it's been an interesting ride at the doctor's office. And if you've been doing this way of eating, you and had blood work and dealt with your doctors, you probably already know that. But if you haven't, there's always the cholesterol factor, because that's like the biggest concern, because every single marker improves, period. No question to ask. I mean, I I can't say that, you know, that's perfect for everybody, but I would say it's pretty damn close if you jump on this and stick with it. I mean, so many stories, thousands and thousands of stories of people, and it's been our story, my story in particular. Um, so for the first time in, I don't know, a few years, my numbers are all perfect, except of course the LDL cholesterol, which has gone up just a little bit, but it's still not even at 200. And if I remember right, 200 was the 2 or 300. Maybe it was 300 in the 1970s where that marker was set, I think.
And then it
I
seems
don't
like
know
they
for
took it
sure.
down to 200, but now it's almost like they've gone, because she's saying you're high and you're like 193 or something.
Right. And it was like 160 something last time, but she was excited. She was giddy to call me. She's a I mean, she's been a nurse practitioner for a while, but she's young and she's sweet and she cares. Um, but I'm hoping that the interaction that I have with her, because I'm real engaging, and she's kind of shy, but I do real well with her as far as talking and including her in what I'm doing, explaining why what I'm doing. And, and of course, when, you know, every marker, my protein enzymes were high or whatever those are. And the liver enzymes were high, and the A1C was so high for so long. And
The blood glucose was high.
everything
Everything
was just.
And this is your fourth blood work since you started carnivore in June?
I think it's the fourth.
I think
And we
it's
had
the fourth.
one more. We had one slip in. I don't know why we did that. We had a confusion at the doctor's office, and they did double blood work, which was fine. Anyway, but like triglycerides have gone from 500 to 143 since May.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's drastic. That's huge.
Which is, I guess, at the time of this filming, what, 6 months? June, July, August, September, October.
Close to 7.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everything got better. She goes, "Are you ready to talk about these?" And I'm like, "Oh, absolutely." I go, "Did you email me because we did telehealth?" I said, "Did you email me those?" She goes, "Oh, not yet. I'll get them over to you." And so I've got a record of, since, I don't know, for the last couple of years, I think. But it is interesting when you look at May of 2022, the year before, when my A1C, I thought it was like 11.7. It was 11.9 is where it maxed out. And so, yeah, just loads of changes. And, I'm just hoping that as this progresses, I can talk more with her about what I've done, why I've done it. And then they have the numbers. They have the proof. They have all the
Right.
metabolic transformation from this guy who decided he didn't want to die. And, maybe that would have some impact for some different thought process from the normal medical standard stuff. But it was cool. She was excited to call. I was anxious for the call. She must have got busy, because it was, I don't know, half hour later than it was planned. And so I don't know. It was good. Lots of changes.
And
They keep getting better. I mean, even I thought I didn't think my A1C necessarily would even go down more, but it went down more.
And what was it?
5.4.
5.4 now. So I will say that these blood work result days, these appointments, used to be like gloom and doom days for him. He would be so worried, especially when this all, like 4 years ago, maybe, when he started getting into the diabetic zone and all of this, and it just was marching. His liver enzymes were elevated every time, and a little more every time. So for him to be looking forward, because he knew it was going to be good, he just couldn't wait to hear the actual numbers.
Right.
It's so exciting and fun for me, because that is I already know he's going to live a longer, healthier, higher quality of life. Like, obviously, he's happier, he's healthy, he's doing all the things. But to see the proof, to see it in black and white scientific data coming from his own blood, like, is super fun for me because this is not a hard way of eating. So we're just doing
Mm-mm.
our thing, bopping along. But every once in a while, when you get these really good check-ins that give you that proof, so that when people do hear what you're doing and they're like, oh, want to kill yourself? I guess you're headed for a bypass, or wow, you're going to be in the grave soon. Like, and then you're like, or my A1C went from this to this. My triglycerides have gone down, what? Okay. They can still believe what they want to believe. And, there's some data here. It's working. So that's really exciting for me too. And I don't know. I hope this gets the attention of some healthcare people,
Any of them at
because
that place.
it's obvious that it's rare. The fact that she
Hmm.
gets that excited.
And I've been going there for years.
Didn't someone else recently say thank you for
Oh yeah,
taking care of your
yeah.
health?
Uh-huh.
He went in
One
to get
other.
a shot in his shoulder, and same doctor, but a different practitioner or nurse prac that day, and she said thank you for taking care of your health. I thought
Yeah.
that was so sweet,
And she's
because
well,
that they
she
deal
asked me,
with
and
people
then
who
she's like,
don't.
"Well, what have you been doing?" And I told her carnivore. She said, "Carnival." I said, "No, carnivore." She goes,
Carnival.
"Oh,"
We've been
and
going
she
to the
goes,
carnival.
"So no bread, no sugar, no, just meat, just ruminant meat." And she goes, "Huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know it's not your normal thing, but it's working." And she goes, "Okay, okay."
Yeah, like, you can't argue with results.
And she's my age. She's been in the field a long time, so.
So it does get people's attention when they see the evidence. So, you know maybe it's worth a try.